So let's begin sitting tall, supremely still. Close the eyes and bring the attention inward. Before God, what existed? Before creation, what existed? God was always there in the midst of it all, and will still be there even beyond the ends of this universe. Merge with that supreme consciousness now. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine you are everywhere. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. I bow to the inner light. Shivaya. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice through our senses. May the Lord bestow upon us the fruits of knowledge. May we always have a strong desire for that knowledge that liberates us from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other. Only peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So we'll start off with a mantra for purification. If you know it, you can do it along with me. If not, you can just imagine you're singing it through the voice of the Guru. And you derive all the benefits of the purification of the space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Samarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sachi. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Saji. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Saji. So before we get into the practice, just a little bit of spiritual discourse to remind us of the purpose of self-realization, of yoga, is self-realization. And the sign that we are attaining self-realization is when we see sameness in everything. When we see all forms as equal, when we see God in all forms. So often, I hear people, and I'm sure I've done it myself, but sometimes you can't relate to people. Sometimes people, to get along with some people, it's a little bit more difficult, a little bit more challenging. They might challenge you, they might have completely different values or ethics. But remember that in the end, if you break us down, as Dharmaji says, sometimes if you imagine a spiritual blender, if you put all of us in there, eventually we all end up to be the same, just a mass of particles. And these particles are basically, they produce light. And all these light particles are made of ultimately vibrations. And so in the end, we're just a whole mass of vibrations, just all the same, can't really distinguish from the other. Just like if you're in an ocean, it's impossible to distinguish one drop of the ocean from another. So we just try to merge with all the forms and just try to have compassion towards all beings. Because ultimately that is what will free us from our suffering and pain. The strict adherence to the ethical rules. Without that, there is no yoga. It has to be present in every step along the way towards self-realization. And the physical practice, what we do here on the mat, is a beautiful expression of that. See yourself in all the forms. Let's try to tap into the divine qualities, each of them representative of the magnificence and beauty of God in its own very special, very unique way. So when we do this, when we tap into those divine qualities, we see the beauty in all forms. And some poses, as you know, are more challenging than others. And just like relationships that are difficult, we have to work harder at those. So all the more reason to just love them more, for they help us to elevate ourselves, they help us to evolve. It takes more compassion to love someone who is giving us a hard time. There's a passage once, I think, might have been a saint who said that if you love your neighbor, if you love your family, what is the challenge in that? what is impressive about that? It's more impressive to love your enemies. It's more because it's more of a challenge. You have to work harder. Just remember that we all pass through everything the same. Everyone passes through the same experiences in their own way, according to your own conditions, and we deal with them in different ways because of our past impressions, because of our own path, our own journey. But ultimately, we experience everything. And so what we experience, what we see in other people doing, just remember that they're just passing through things that we might pass through in the past, or maybe we have yet to experience it. All the more reason to just, again, show compassion towards them and just keep loving them. Doesn't mean that you have to put yourself in a place of harm if they're hurting you, but you love them, you keep loving them anyways because they help you in some way. And so what we're trying to do now is to just really challenge ourselves, challenge yourself to be loving towards all and be open and receptive to all experiences, for they all teach us something in some way, through the postures, through the relationships. So let's try to keep that in mind when we practice today. And when we see God in all the forms, just like, we can think of even like all the prophets or even Jesus struggled in his lifetime, went through many very, very difficult experiences, but he persevered and he came out of it okay. And he accomplished great feats. So through the devotion of God, he kept on seeing God in everybody, no matter the lowliest being or the lowliest animal. He was compassionate towards all. So be the same in your practice. See all beings as a reflection of God, and then it may become even more difficult to incur harm upon them. Because who would want to hurt God? So just think about in your practice today. Put the compassion into action. And so we'll celebrate all the forms today, seeing the divinity, divine essence in all beings everywhere. So take a moment to reflect now. Close your eyes and just see every being. Imagine you can see a sea of beings, animals, plants, trees, people of all nations, of all cultures, of all backgrounds, of all ages, of all experiences. All of them just melding into one great divine consciousness that is a God consciousness, infinite in its possibilities. When you put them all together, just think of that sea of gifts out there, that sea of intelligence, of love, of talents, of greatness, of magnificence. That is you. You are part of that. Keep your mind fixed upon that infiniteness, that infinite being within you that has no form, no end, no impurities. And strive towards that, coming closer to that true nature of your own. So now let's do some techniques for pranayama to help promote that purification. There are impurities at all levels, but especially in the physical body, in the outer layers, the annamaya kosha and the pranamaya kosha. So we're going to try to do some techniques now to purify in those levels. And that eventually goes inward and more inward through our comportment of the behavior. Again, through the observance of the ethical rules, we purify the inner layers. But let's start off, of course, the outer layer, the gross layers on the outside. So let's start off actually with Kapalabhati. So imagine you're just throwing the belly button against the front of the spine. Really push the belly button forcibly as though you're trying to push it right through the lower back. And this stimulates the navel chakra, and it also helps to purge all the toxins out of the lungs, impurities out of the lungs. So we'll do about 1 exhale per second. If you get tired, you can just back off a little bit, just make it a little bit less forceful if you need to, but then when you're ready, pick it up again. And we'll do a breath retention at the end of it. Through the kumbhaka, the breath retention, Jalandhara Bandha and Mula Bandha. Contract the root muscles, pull them up towards the navel, lift the pelvic floor up. And then through the Jalandhara Bandha, lift the chest as you inhale so that when you hold your breath, you can bring your chin onto your chest without rounding your back, without hunching. So keep your back nice and straight. The attention's at the space between the eyebrows. Hands in Yana Mudra on the knees. So empty the lungs to begin. Inhale, part way, and begin. Exhale, completely push all the air out of the lungs. Now take a deep breath in, fill up the lungs. Raise the chest. And then hold the breath. Jalandhara Bandha, Mula Bandha. Chin on the chest, tongue to the roof of the mouth behind the teeth. All the attention at the center of the forebrow. Contract the root muscles, pull them up towards the navel. Fix your attention on the seat of divine perception. Everything stops. All the mind fluctuations, the body movements, and even the emotions as though they were frozen. Keep your attention at the space between the eyebrows to draw the prana there. Slowly exhale. Try not to explode the breath out of the body. Let it out evenly, steadily. Now from the solar plexus, the source of your inner power, inhale up to the space between the eyebrows. Imagine you're pulling your power up there to benefit all beings. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. Clear the passage so that it can be fully open on the next inhale. Again, from the solar plexus up to the space between the eyebrows. Draw your power up there, your energy. And back down, back to the solar plexus. Inhale deeply again and bring up your energy, your power right up to the space between the eyebrows. Then hold your breath again, kumbhaka. Feel as though all beings could tap into that source of power and energy located in the center of the in the center of the forebrow. Especially those who need it, who need the empowerment. Now exhale slowly and steadily. Good. Breathe normally for a couple of cycles. Next one, we're going to do alternate nostril Kapalabhati. So it combines alternate nostril with again, the action of just pushing the belly button towards the front of the spine. So we're starting off with holding the right, we're inhaling through the left sharply, and then you close the left side, open right, exhale sharply, and inhale right back up. And then close the right, exhale left. And then so you can continue to do it. So we do it slow at first, and when you feel comfortable, you can pick up the speed. So start all together. To end, we're ending out of the, we're ending out the left side. Inhale, hold the breath, we close the nose, and then we exhale through the right side to end. Okay, so let's sit up tall and straight, empty the lungs. Then close off the right side, inhale through the left, exhale right, inhale right, exhale left, inhale left, exhale right, inhale right, exhale left. Continue. Don't worry about the inhale, concentrate on the exhale. Exhale through the left. Take a deep breath in through both nostrils. Keep filling up. Then hold the breath, plug both sides of the nose. Again, throat lock, root lock. Attention at the space between the eyebrows. Contract all the muscles of the pelvic floor. Pull them up towards the navel. Attention always at the center of the forebrow. Exhale through the right side slowly. Then release. Sit quietly for a moment. Just notice the effects of these techniques. Any changes in the states of the body, the mind, or the emotions. Be unconcerned. Just be like the witness watching it all. Unjudging. Unbothered, unaffected. Good. So now we'll do 5 rounds of pure fire pranayama. We're breathing in through both sides of the nose, holding the breath, plugging the nose on both sides, and exhale through the left side. So using the right hand as always. Vishnu Mudra starts, second, third fingers folded down, then turn the palm towards you. Thumb for the right nostril, right finger for the left nostril. So you just letting go of the left side, your right ring finger when you breathe out through the left. So Imagine the best coming in through the inhale, purifying you from inside out. You bring it all up to the base, to the center of the forebrow. Hold the attention there, the breath retention. Exhale. As you exhale, imagine you're sending out all the impurities out with the breath. So now, release, breathe out all the air from the lungs. Inhale for 4 counts, both sides of the nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Throat lock, root lock, third eye tension. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale out through the left side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale again through both sides nose. 3, 4. Hold the breath again. Plug both sides of the nose. Always the attention at the space in your eyebrows. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale out to the left side. Gradually release the locks. 2, 3, 4. Be completely empty by the 8th count. 6, 7, 8. Again, fill up. Inhale as much as you can. Lift the chest. Hold for 12. Everything stops. All the mind fluctuations, all the body movements, all the emotions frozen. Exhale out to the left side. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more on your own. 4, 12, 8. Once you're done your 2, just sit quietly again. Observe the effects on the body. So now, spiritual breathing, just to connect deeper with the divine essence within. We're going to bring the arms up, the palms slightly turned upwards. From the fingertips, inhale the best, down through the arms and into the spiritual heart, locating the center of the chest. 2, 3, feel yourself being flooded by that goodness. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it all in the heart. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale up to the arms. 2, 3, 4. Just the breath leaves out. Everything stays in that you pulled in. 6, 7, 8. Inhale again. Flood your body with the best, everything that you need to feel it coming in right down into the heart. 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it all in the heart. Hold the breath again. Make it an offering to God, to all beings. Exhale out through the arms again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. Send all the best, everything that you desire, everything that you need, down into the heart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold the attention of the breath at the heart. Exhale out through the fingertips. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And release the arms down. And now we'll begin the practice. So come to standing. So we'll start off with a few warm-ups just to prepare the body for the practice. Start to swing from side to side. Allow the arms to go around the body, throw them around the body. Feel as though they're heavy ropes. Slow it down, hands on the hips, and then start to circle the head. The chin comes right down onto the chest, the ears, the shoulders. Good. And then circle the other way. Try to see the floor on all the directions as you take the head around. And then the right arm circles forward. You can use your hand on your left shoulder if you have any shoulder issues. And then go backwards. And then the other arm, left arm forward. And then swing the other way. Feels like you're about to throw a ball. Good. And now from here, hold the arms over the head and then bend to your left. Go up, go to the right. Push the hips out towards the left. Come back, go to your left again. And then go to the right. Stretch left side of the body. Then coming back up. And then circles. Trace little circles over your head. And then gradually make the circles bigger. Add in the chest and the upper back. Working the waist. And then finally hinging at the hips. Go all the way, big circles. All the way down. And then come right back up. And then in the other direction, starting off with the head and neck and shoulders first. And then start to add the chest and the upper back into the movements. And then finally, trace large circles in front of the body, like a big airplane propeller. And then coming right back up. Now release the hands, shake out the wrists very, very rapidly. Move the fingers as though you had no control over the hands. They're moving all by themselves. We're just completely loose. And then up and down, flying them like the wings of a hummingbird. Good. Now you can come to a wall if you have a wall nearby, or bring your hand on your chair or something. Left hand on the wall, and then swing the right leg back and forth. Try to get the knee right to the shoulder. Throw the leg up and back. Again, according to your condition, modify as you need to. But just loosening up the hip. Good. And the other leg now. And then release. So now, working the toes a little bit. Standing in humility pose with your arms down the wide sides of the body, the head down. 6 counts to come up. Halfway up, we lift the heels and we lift the palms. So inhale, float the arms up. 2, 3, lift up off the heels. Keep inhaling. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Slowly lower the palms and the heels. 2, 3. Inhale, bring your arms up. 2, 3. Keep lifting up off your heels. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Slowly lower the heels. 2, 3. Inhale again. Feel the arms floating all the way up by themselves. 3. And lift up off the heels. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. And down. 2, 3. One more time. Inhale, float the arms up. 2, 3. And up. Watch yourself, imagine yourself moving gracefully, and this will transpire in your actions. Exhale. 2, 3. And down. 2, 3. Bring your chin back down onto your chest again in an expression of lowliness. And stay with a humble mindset all throughout the practice. In all your actions and thoughts and words, imagine you're the servant, serving God, serving all beings. Imagine this as your divine duty. So now let's come to the front of the mat. Warm up the body even more through Surya Namaskara. So just feel yourself being infused by the light and the warmth of the sun. Imagine as the wisdom and the love of God. Infuse yourself with it. Stand out to all beings everywhere. So move together as one like a school of fish. Raise your arms up over the head. Arch back. Come down into Uttanasana. Chest on the thighs, head down. Right foot back into lunge. Sink down to the seat. Good. Into the plank. Lower down the knees. Bring the seat all the way back behind the heels. Now glide forward between your arms smoothly. Coming into Cobra. Shoulders back. All the way back. The seat behind the heels again. 2 more times. Creep forward like a snake creeping through the grass. Slide forward. Shoulders back. And all the way back again. Seat behind the heels. Inhale, come forward gracefully into the Cobra. Roll over your toes, Adho Mukha Savasana, lift the seat up and back. Then the right foot steps forward to the hands, drop down to the seat. Feet come together, Uttanasana, pull the body against the legs, head down. Come right up to standing, reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Raise your arms again. Engage the buttocks and the upper back to protect you, to support you in movement. Pull the body down into Uttanasana. Chest on the thighs, head down. Left foot back. Press back to the left heel. Sink your seat down into the plank. Knees down, the seat all the way back again behind the heels. Glide forward into your Cobra. Smoothly. All the way back. Imagine you're a shapeshifter. Moving between the forms effortlessly. Glide forward, right into the Cobra. Extend the neck down the shoulders. One more time, all the way back. And come forward gracefully into the Cobra. Stretch the whole front of the body. Adho Mukha Savasana. Lift the seat up and back, melt the heart. Left foot steps forward to the hands, very quietly, softly. Move with deliberateness. Mindfulness. Pull the body against the legs. Come right up to standing. Hasta Uttanasana. Hands back to the heart. Raise your arms up. Go down. Bury your mind deep in the heart. Watch the body moving with even more grace and ease. Right foot back. Lower down the knee. Sink down to the seat. Into the plank. Good. Now bring the seat all the way back. This time, so you can come right into upward facing dog. Pull the elbows towards you. Try not to drop your knees to the ground. Right through into upward facing dog. Hips and knees lifted. Back into downward facing dog. Modify as you need to. Of course, you can bring your knees down and do the regular Cobra if you need to. Then the right foot forward. Push the left heel back. Try not to lower the left knee down to the ground. Keep the legs strong. And then send the foot forward between the hands. Pull the body down onto your legs. Come right up to standing, reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Go up again. Raise your arms over the head. And come down onto your legs, Uttanasana. Left foot back. Again, try not to drop the knee to the ground. Come into plank. Bring the seat all the way back behind the heels. And without dropping your hips or your knees down, if you can, Into upward facing dog, modify again according to your condition. Back into downward facing dog. Lift the seat up and back. And then the left foot steps forward. Keep the knee up, away from the ground. And then Uttanasana, pull the body down onto your legs, head down towards the feet. A gesture of humbleness. Come all the way up to stand, reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Go up and back again, reach up. Hinge at the hips, come down. Right foot back, press back to the heel without lowering the knee. Into plank, again, send the seat all the way back, swing right through into upward facing dog if you can. Now stay here, just see if you can bring your hips a little bit further between your hands, push through the base of the toes, send your heels back, and see if you can pulse a little bit. Try to get your shoulders back, make like a dog howling at the moon. Make as though you're trying to fold the body in half. Now roll over your toes, tuck your chin back into downward facing dog. Here again, bounce the chest, try to get your chest closer to the ground, allow your head to fall below the arms. Try to bring your belly towards your thighs. The forehead maybe, if you're very flexible, maybe the top of the head comes down, maybe even the forehead, the nose, or even the chin. Try not to bend your arms. Keep them straight. Beautiful, that's it. Nice. Good. Now, send your left foot forward to the hands. Press back through the seat. Good. Without lowering the knee to the ground. And then the feet come together. Uttanasana. Pull the body down onto your legs. Come right to stand. Reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Raise your arms up. And go down. Uttanasana. So from here, press into your hands. You can either hop or walk back into chaturanga. Land softly. Bend your elbows as you're going back if you're jumping so you don't land with a big heavy thud. Into upward facing dog. Now from here, right into downward facing dog. Round your back and then make your way into downward facing dog, melting your heart, hollowing out the back body. And we're going to keep oscillating between the two forms. So round your back again to come forward and then into upward facing dog. Chest forward, shoulders back. Back the other way. Now roll over your toes, round your back, tuck the chin in. And then for downward facing dog, sink the heart right down towards the ground. One more time. Roll forward. Push the heart right between your shoulder blades. Into upward facing dog. Push the heart forward right through your chest, under the chest. Back the other way. Round your back again. And back into downward facing dog. Now here, pause in downward facing dog. Make the dog stretching its back. And then exhibit the loyalty of the dog to its master with its head down. Ever humble. Ever serving the master. Good. And then lift the heels, bend the knees, hold your breath, bring your feet forward. You can hop or walk. If you hold your breath, you might be able to have more control and land more lightly. Uttanasana. Come right to stand, reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Go back again. Hasta Uttanasana. Come forward into Uttanasana. So from here you have a choice. You can either just rock back and forth, push off, lift the heels, and then rock back onto your toes. A few times, try to get your shoulders right over your fingertips. If you feel comfortable to do so, push into your hands, into the ground, and hold your breath. Lift your seat up, right up off the ground. Your feet come right up off the ground. Your seat comes over your wrists. 3 times. And then the last time, if you want, you can extend your legs right up, bend your elbows back into chaturanga. That's it. Into upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Now from here, again, options. You can bring your seat all the way back and then vault yourself forward so your shoulders come over your fingertips and then come right back. So sort of like a leapfrogging action. Your feet don't leave the ground. You can do this, or if you want, again, bend your knees, bring your belly to your thighs, really grip the floor with your hands, hold your breath, and see if you can get your hips up over your wrists. 3 times. Beautiful, that's it. Nice. And then the fourth time, land your feet at the hands. Softly. Good. Pull the body down onto your legs. Come all the way up to standing. Reach up and back. Hips forward. And bring it back to the heart. Always coming back to the source of divine love. From the heart, inhale up to the space between your eyebrows. Exhale back down to the heart. Let go of all expectations. Let go of all attachments to the results. Keep thinking of this as your divine duty to all. Now release the hands. Do a few balance poses now. So there's options in all of these. Standing on your left foot first, starting off with ballet pose. Take hold of the inner heel with your right hand and pull the foot out to the side. That's it. Beautiful, Marisol. That's it. Push the heel out. Try straight leg. If you're more flexible, try to bring the foot up higher. If you're having trouble, you can always just hold your hand underneath the knee and just try to straighten your leg as much as possible. If you're having trouble bouncing, just come against the wall. Okay. Now, if you're more flexible, you can try to take your foot closer to you. Take a foot in your left hand and pull it right up beside your head. And you can do this pose, this version. That's it, good. There you go, Marisol. Put your shoulders back. There you go. And then from here, release the leg gracefully. Try it on the other side now. Just really put yourself in the consciousness of what you're representing. So imagine you're a dancer, poised and graceful. Take hold of the inside of the heel. Really root down. Really engage your inner leg muscles. And come up. Try not to lean forward. Push your shoulders back. Beautiful, Violetta. That's it. Fall, just come right back up. Again, if you want to try the advanced, more flexible, take the foot in push your shoulder into the knee, inside the knee, take your foot in your right hand, and then take your right arm out. That's the idea. Again, wait to come out of the pose gracefully. Good. Now come to the back end of the mat. Interlace your fingers behind the back. If you have shoulder issues, you can keep your hands apart. Okay, so take your left foot forward, hinge down, bend your left knee so you can bring your belly onto your thigh, and raise your right leg up. So you try to arch your back. Your head's about the height of the knee, but then you bring your chest and your head forward a little bit. Try to get your foot higher than your head. Pull the hands further forward over your shoulders. Good. Now from here, push into that left foot, hold your breath, and come up into angel. So try to keep your foot up. If you're having trouble bouncing, bring your foot down. Then release your hands, bring them out to the side, and bring your head back. Be like a messenger of God, open completely to service to the one that you serve, the Almighty One. Beautiful. Break the pose. Lovely. Okay, the other side now. Come back to the back end of the mat again. Interlace your fingers, or again, keep your hands apart. Take a step forward with the right foot. Bend the right knee so you can bring your belly down onto your thigh and swing the left leg up. Try to get your hands over your shoulders. You have to fall towards your toes a little bit and point the toes of the left foot so you have a nice, beautiful line. No discontinuities by flexing your foot or bending your ankle. Try to get your hands over your shoulders. Arch your back. Again, you can keep your arms out to the side. Imagine you're a gliding eagle. So lots of different variations. Now getting ready to stand more upright, push into that right foot and come up. You can keep your leg up if you can, or bring your toes down and bring arms out to the side. Spread your wings like an angel swings. Keep your chest forward and up, and start to look up and bring your head all the way back. Offering yourself up for divine service. Break the pose. Come back. Beautiful. All right. One more. I'm going to take the left foot forward and bend down so you can take your fingertips, left fingertips down the ground, Adho Chandrasana. Open up to the right. If you need to, you can always come down onto your knee. Okay, so if you're having trouble on your foot and you can't reach the ground easily, you don't have a block, you can do it from your knee. So, otherwise, try to bring your leg up, right arm up, look up. Your toes, your right foot coming up as high as you can. If you're looking up, you can't even see the foot. It's up a little bit behind. If you like, bend your knee, take hold of the foot, and then push the foot away from your seat so your knee comes up higher, your foot comes far away from the rest of the body. And open up your chest a little bit more, like you're doing Dhanurasana. Pull the right shoulder all the way back. You can stay here, or you can look down, in front, turn your chest so it's facing the ground, and from here, hold your breath. You can see you can take your left hand to your heart. If you want, you can take your foot to your hand, left hand to your foot as well. Push your foot up if you have good balance. Break the pose, left hand down, pull the heel in, and lower the foot down. Good. And try it on the other side now. Walk the right foot forward, lean down, bring the right hand to the mat, or come down on your knee if you need to. Have no judgment on your abilities. It changes. It's just the gunas are shifting all the time. Be unaffected, just dance with it all. Good. Open up your hip. Nice. Open. And bend the knee. Wave the body. Forward. And then if you like, look forward. Roll the left hip in, chest facing the ground. And hold your breath. Your right hip over the right heel. You can take your hand to your heart. And if you can try to take your right hand to the foot and pull the foot up and away from your head. Do according to your condition, your abilities, respect your limitations. And then release. Bring your foot back down and come back up. Good. All right. So, hi Boyan. Oh, he left. Okay, so now we're going to come to the middle of the mat here, facing along the edge of the mat. Take your fingertips on the same line as your elbows and jump your feet apart. Go to your left. If you can't see the screen, just turn around 180 degrees. Come down nice and low. Drop down to the seat. Exude confidence, determination, and courage. Now from here, Parsvakonasana. You can either keep your forearm on your left thigh and reach your right arm up. Make sure your hip's not sticking up. Reach from the foot all the way to the fingertips, unbroken line. If you have more flexible, you can take your hand, left hand down onto the ground. Good. And then from here, If you want, you can take your bind. Your left shoulder comes down a little bit more. Left, so you can get your left arm underneath your leg, your right arm behind your back. Sink down to the seat again. This is an option again. You can even take a half bind with just one hand on your thigh and your left hand still on the ground or on the knee. Good. Now from here, push into your left foot, straighten out the left leg, bound triangle. You can walk the right foot in a little bit. Try get the right hip nice and high, right leg straight, eventually maybe the left leg as well. The head still pointing down. Option here to come into bound Adho Chandrasana. Walk the right foot in a little bit more, the hip over the heel, hold your breath, and see if you can raise your right leg up. That's it, Georgia. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. All right. Nice. And then come back down. Now turn forward. Bring the right knee down. I'll do it this way. Parivrita Parsvakonasana. The right arm up. Inhale, reach up. Angle the toe and the knee towards the right and take the arm down to the left. The arm sitting on the outside of the knee and your elbow down in the space underneath the knee. Left hand pushes into the right and you really want to press left hand into the right so your belly comes up. Chest, center of the chest to your thumbs. Roll the left shoulder all the way back. If you know other variations, go ahead. If you want to take your bind, move your seat back a little bit. Slide your hand underneath. Use your right hand, left hand to help. Pull it through further so you can hold that left hand easily, or lock the fingers together. If you want to bring your right knee up off the ground, you can do that as well. Left shoulder moves all the way back. Good. Center of the chest, behind the thumbs. That's it. Option here to come into the balanced pose here. Revolved bound Adho Chandrasana. Walk the right foot in. Actually, so you have options here. You can either just spin on your feet, face along edge of the mat. You can do this with your bind or keep your hands in prayer. Just keep the center of the chest behind your thumbs. Try to straighten out the right leg. Okay, so you can either stay there, or if you want to go into the bound Adho Chandrasana, go ahead. Your weight shifts forward so your hip is over the heel, and see if you can raise the right leg up. If you want to take the regular one without the bind, the right hand down and the left arm up, you can do that one as well. Okay, so lots again, go according to your ability. This is the revolved one with your arms extended. Beautiful, Georgia. Gorgeous. You have to have your heel right over your hip, right over your heel. Then break the pose. Come back. Lizard. Now move your left foot out to your left. And then fall towards your right. Slide your right toes back and just try to get your right hip and your right forearm on the ground. If the forearm doesn't come down, no worries. Just stay on your hands. Roll back to your left. And just try to imagine you have rocks right on top of your seat weighing you down. And maybe the rest of the body will want to come down as well underneath that weight. Just visualize the heaviness in your hips that's pulling the whole body down. Eventually the chest comes right down. And now release, coming back up. So from here, bring your seat back, lift the heel, lift the toes on the front foot, Ardha Hanumanasana. Allow your body to come down, rest on your thigh. The chest rests the belly on the thigh, your left shoulder is right beside your knee. A gesture of humbleness, bowing down. If this is too easy for you, Hanumanasana. You can hinge your seat forward, slide your left foot forward, come into the full Hanumanasana. And here you want to express, above all, faith and devotion. The devotion and the faith that anything is possible, anything is worthy to do for the master, just like Hanuman served his master. This is what is embodied in this pose. If you know other expressions, go ahead. You can try to bring the right foot up to meet if you want, you can try to bring your right foot up to meet the head if you're flexible. Whatever you like to do. If you're not in the full pose, you can stay in Adha Hanumanasana or just keep pulsing your hips forward and down. That's it. Beautiful. Now break the pose. Next one, Vasisthasana. So you have a choice to either just slide your left foot in and then put it behind your knee and then come into a modified side plank and go into side plank from there, push your knee up off the ground. Or you can do it right from Hanumanasana. If you have the flexibility, bring your big toe, your peace fingers and your thumb around the big toe, slide back, so push the heel back, so taking that with me, and from here spin on your foot and bring your leg right up. Okay, so again, move according to your abilities. That's it. Standing on your right hand and right foot. Beautiful. Push your hips forward. That's the idea. That's it. Turn your chest and your hips up, Georgia. Keep your hips way up, okay? So when you're taking your foot, push your hip way up. Make sure the big toe is grounded. And then really push your seat up as though you're trying to get it over the heel. Okay? Good. One more breath. There you go. Yes. Beautiful. And from here, come back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. And then the right foot steps to the hands, spin on your hands and your feet facing along the edge of the mat and come up again. Go to the other side now. So if you're facing the wrong way, just turn 180 degrees. Turn to your right, Virabhadrasana 2. Sink down to the seat, nice and low. Drop down to the seat. Embody all the characteristics of a warrior, all the qualities. First and foremost, devotion. Side angle. So again, you can take your forearm on your thigh, your left arm goes over the head, or you can take your right hand to the ground if you can, and reach the left arm over the head. If you have a bind, you can go ahead, bring the right shoulder down a little bit, pressing against the inside of the knee, left arm goes behind the back. Join your hands. Make sure your hip is not jutting up again. Long line from the heel, the foot all the way to the head. And now look down to the front foot. Bring your weight into the front foot so you can slide your left foot in a little bit. And then push into your right foot to straighten out the front leg as much as possible. But it's more important to get the left leg straight. Bring the left hip up high and bring the head down towards the ground. You can do regular triangle if you have any shoulder issues. Okay, so you can do that. version instead. And for those who want to go even further, Ardha Chandrasana, bound Ardha Chandrasana. Bring your left foot in closer, your right heel over the right hip over the right heel, and see if you lift your left leg up. Good. That's it. Nice. Beautiful. Good. And then come down. Now from here, turn towards the front. Left knee down. Parivrita Parshvakonasana. Sukha Parivrita Parshvakonasana. Start. The left arm up. And then dive the elbow down. The left arm sitting on the outside of the knee. Hands in Anjali Mudra here. Or if you can take the binds, as Dharmaji says, don't waste your time. Go into it. Go to the edge of your potential. Every time. If you know you can do it, don't be complacent about your practice. Keep on challenging yourself. And if you want to take your knee up off the ground, you can do that as well. In order to fuel your motivation, you want to see progress. You won't make progress if you don't put any effort into the practice. So just do your best that you can. Now from here, option to either bring the left foot in a little bit and spin on your feet facing along the edge of the mat, coming into bound triangle with the bind, or over your hand to Anjali Mudra. It would look like this. Or try to come into revolved Ardha Chandrasana, with or without the bind. Without the bind, your left hand comes down, you raise your left leg up, and you bring the right arm up. Or, of course, if you have the bind, you try it with your bind. Right hip over the right heel, take a breath in, hold the breath, and bring the leg up. That's it. Good. Nice. And then break the pose. Beautiful, Violetta. Come down. And from here, lower the knee down. Slide your left toes back. Roll to your left. And then come onto form and hip. Roll to the right. Bring your head and chest forward. And try to sink your hips right down. Eventually the belly follows. Maybe even the chest. Keep your knee close to the shoulder. Make sure it doesn't fall out to the side. Take whatever variation you like. Fix your gaze like a lizard. Just try to think of where a lizard is at ease. And then go to that place. You may find ease as well. Good. Flatten out. Imagine you're sunning yourself on a warmer. And coming back. Bring the seat back a little bit. And bring your right foot in, lift, bring your hips back so that they're over the back knee. Ardha Hanumanasana. So rest your body on the front leg. Take your attention to all those areas where you feel tight with an intention of release. That's where the attention, that's where the prana will go. Your attention is like a magnet. Good, that's it. And then if and when you want, you can go into Hanumanasana from here. So you can start to slide your right heel forward, keep your seat forward, your hips forward. And then, depending where you are in your flexibility, you just try to pulse a little bit. Imagine that when you inhale, you pull your seat up, you're squeezing it back between your feet, and as you exhale, you're stretching your mat between your feet. You can come all the way down. If you can come all the way down, you can take your arms up and try your variations. Have the faith that all is coming With constant practice, with determination, the practice evolves. Good. You want to bring the back foot up to the head? You can. Let's say you take the foot in the hand. If you're flexible, if you have the shoulder mobility, you tip your head back and then maybe your foot will come to your head. Good. Beautiful. Break the pose. Vasisthasana from here. So to come into it, you can either take it from here with the big toe, bend the toes under the back foot, drag the foot towards you, spin on your foot, and bring the foot right up. If that's not accessible, of course, you modify by sliding your heel first towards you, and then bring it behind your left knee, and start off like this on your knee, push into your hand, and then maybe you can bring your hips up off the ground. Vasisthasana. Just watch yourself go into the pose. Picture yourself in a practice you're not able to access right now. Imagine yourself in it. Just keep on listening to the guru within who's guiding you. Beautiful, that's it. Nice. Back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. And then the right foot comes forward to the hands, between the hands, and spin on the long edge of the mat. Come all the way up. I'm going to do this way here. Good. Now from here, hands to the heart center. From the heart, inhale up to the space between your eyebrows. Send all your love there, out to all beings. Exhale back down to the heart, and stay connected with each and every being. Imagine they're all residing in your heart. Easy Chakrasana. Turn your heels in a little bit, your toes are facing out. You want to walk your feet a little bit, make sure that your feet are wide enough so when you go back you have balance. Hands on your seat, and you can bend your knees. Imagine you're sitting on a horse here. Push into your seat, pull down at the same time, and really push your hips forward. Your knees can come sort of in towards one another. Lift your head up and bring it back. If you feel comfortable, you can slide one hand at a time down the backs of your legs, just underneath the knees. And then from here, you just grip just underneath the knees, roll the thighs in, outwards, roll the lower legs outwards. Sorry, the other way, so roll the thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards. I said that backwards. If you're more flexible, you can bring your hands, keep walking them down. Eventually you might be able to step on your fingers with your heels. Keep pushing hips forward. That's it. And then walk your way back up. Place your hands on your seat, push in your seat, pull down. Tuck your chin in and come back up. So from here, arms out to the side. Have a few options with your hands. You can join your hands behind the back. You can take hold of your opposite elbows and just keep them tight against the body if you have shoulder issues or anything like that. If you want, you can do reverse namaste as well. Bring your palms together behind your back, fingers coming up towards the base of the neck. The edges of the feet are parallel. Come forward, hinge at the hips. See if you can get your head down towards the ground between your feet, maybe right on the ground. If you want, you can open up your legs a little bit more to make it possible for your head to come right down. Roll the thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards. Good, try to have your head right between your feet, maybe even further, as though you're trying to get your chest behind your legs. Now, if you feel comfortable, you can stay here, or you can come into headstand or forearm balance or whatever you like. So depending where you're at, if your head is on the ground, you can place your hands in tripod with your fingers behind your heels. Push into your hands, hold your breath, and straddle your legs up. Or you can do it on your forearms if you like. So your choice,
You can always stay in this pose with your head on the ground if you like.
That's it. Keep extending your head. That's it. Beautiful Marisol. Nice. Press out through the feet. That's it. Steady. Charge the legs. Good.
Getting ready to come back down softly. Engage your core more as your legs come down closer to the ground so that your feet can land in the same spot as you started, beside your head on either side. Then from here, arms out to the side, come all the way up. Right back into upright position. And one more easy Chakrasana to end it off. Hands on the seat again, turn the heels in and go back. Those of you who feel comfortable do so. If you can go back and you can see the ground easily, your head's close to the ground, you can come into Urdhva Dhanurasana and take one hand, right hand down, and then the left hand. And then push your hips up. Again, only if you feel comfortable do so. Don't go to the place of distress and pain and suffering. This is not what you want to transmit. How you're feeling is affecting everybody. Keep thinking of it, your practice in that way. An experience shared by all. If you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana, bring one hand back at a time on your back, your knee, and then the other hand. And everybody now can walk back up. Hands on the seat. Arms up to the side. Jump your feet together. Arms by the sides of the body. Standing tall in mountain pose. From the base of the spine, like the base of the mountain, inhale all the way up to the crown. Imagine it's the summit of the mountain. Exhale back down to the base of the spine. Remain solid and unshakable in your devotion to the practice. Now come down onto your knees, hands on the ground. Sukha Gomukhasana or Sukha Gomukhasana. Actually, before you start that, just sit on your heels, or if you can, sit between your heels. And then come back. Depending on flexibility of your hips, again, you can just keep your hands back. If you can go down lower, you can come down onto forearms. If you can go down all the way, put your back on the ground and take hold of your opposite elbows over your head. Soften the knees. Again, send your attention to all those areas where you want a little bit more release. Take a deep breath in. Imagine you're ballooning up the chest. Exhale, feel everything just deflate softly, everything just falling, caving in, the belly button going right through the ground, the body into the ground. Sink the lower back, sag, feeling it sagging. And now get ready to come back up. If you're all the way onto your back, place your hands on your feet, push into the heels, and then push into your elbows, lift your back up off the ground. Chin comes into your chest, and make your way back up. Good. Now from here, Gomukhasana. If you have trouble with your hips, you can just stay sitting on your heels. Otherwise, come forward into table, and slide your left knee back a little bit, and bring the right knee in front of it. Your toes out to the left, and then the toes of the left foot out to the right, and then sit between your heels. Okay, now from here, right arm comes up. Take the elbow up nice and high, and then bring your hand down the center of the back. Push your elbow up nice and high. Push into the back of the heart. If you have the mobility to do so, bring the left arm up the back. Join your hands together. Push into the back of the heart. Inhale, raise everything up, the heart, the gaze. Exhale, pull the hands further down the back.
Try not to let the body just drop back into your hips. Stay tall and straight. See if you can line up your elbows, one on top of the other, with a spine. The head centered in between the elbows. And then tuck the chin in, release. Good. And from here you place your hands down, you lift your seat, and then you walk around towards your left. Stay spinning on your feet, stay in the same place. Walk your hands around, making a full circle until you're facing forward again, and then lower your seat down again. So now your left knee is on top, and then do the other arm when you're ready. Left arm comes up, and then bend the hand down. Bend the arm so the hand comes down the center of the back. Push your chest up, push into the back of the heart with your fingertips, and then if you like, you can bring your right hand up to meet the hand. Every pose a divine offering, an expression of divine love towards all beings. See God in all the forms. Keep thinking that. Work harder to love those postures that give you trouble even more. Saying that they're making you stronger, evolve you in some way, in a greater way. And then release. Shake out the shoulders. Good. Headstand now. So go into the variation you like. Do something maybe that's, during a hold challenges you a little bit better. So perhaps be very steady in your headstand. You can do different variations with your arms. For instance, you can come up. You can always split your legs if you like. And then you can maybe peel off one finger at a time until you're just on the very tip, even just a fingernail of both hands. Okay, so all the way, almost all the way, 99.9% on your head. Of course, modify according to your condition if you need to. If it becomes too much and all you're thinking about is discomfort and the anxiousness of falling, then just come back to a place where you can sustain it steady and your mind can still stay in relative quietness. Just navigating through navigating through all the experiences with grace, with non-judgment. Just do your best. You can always use a wall. That's it. If you're trying to come onto your fingertips and it's challenging, you can always straddle your legs or split your legs. It makes it a little bit easier. If you bring your body down a little bit more compact, it's a little bit easier than that's it. That's it, beautiful Georgia. Nice. Georgia, if you want to try Nirlambasana, do you know that one? So your hands are like you're in downward facing dog, but much wider base. Come onto your fingertips, and then see if you can come up. Okay, and then from there you can even try to come off just the index fingers. You can split your legs again if you like, and then see if you can find a balance. Okay, so that's another option you can do. Hold the pose. If you like, at some point, if you're very steady, you can try to move your legs around or change arm positions. Just try to stay steady. Watch the body all the way throughout. Beautiful, Marisol. That's it. Beautiful shape. That's the idea. Good. And make your way down softly. Rest in child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Relax. Let go of all tension. All right. Next, shoulder stand. So come into it from any version that you know or you want to work on. You can just come in front of the mat and just roll back all the way.
This is probably the easiest way to get into it. From there, and then once you join your hands together, so your elbows are close together, and then when your hands come on the back, you have a little bit more height when your leg comes up. One leg comes up at a time. Imagine trying to push the feet towards the ceiling. If you want to come in from bridge, you can do this. If you want to come in from downward facing dog, go ahead. So whichever expression, entry, that'll allow you a smooth entry. Or that'll eventually become smooth with practice. So go ahead. That's it. Try to get your hips forward. Try to have a straight line from the toes right down to your chin. And if you have a lotus, you can do your lotus. Use your hands to help if you need to. And once you find the pose, bring your attention to the space between your eyebrows. Nothing to do, nowhere to go but deeper within, beyond the body, the mind, and the emotions. That's it, Marisol. Get your elbows closer so you can get your hips forward and your legs up higher. And you can do, that's it. You can do bridge pose as modification. Nice, Violetta. Good, Jacqueline. All right, stay for a little bit longer. If you don't stay in the poses, the body doesn't practice stamina, and then You don't make progress. So try to hold the pose a little bit longer. Gradually, softly make your way into plow pose. If you have your legs straight, if you have a lotus, you can do embryo pose, if you know that version. So you bring your thighs against your body, and if you're on top of your shoulders, you can take your arms around the outsides of the legs and join your hands underneath the seat. Pull your knees right beside your ears. You can do this in plow pose too. You can bring your thighs against your body. Your knees come down to your shoulders, maybe even the front of your shoulders eventually. Quiet the mind. So now, start to make your way out. Arms behind your back, palms on the ground. Roll down softly. When the seat lands on the wrist, keep moving your feet down until they're about halfway down, 45 degrees from the ground. And then lift your back up off the ground. Move your elbows a little closer, right behind your heart. Push your chest up, your shoulders back. Bring the top of the head to the ground. If you need to lower your legs all the way, that's totally fine. Flying fish. And then breathe very fast and nose like a sniffing dog. Keep going with your breath. If you want to take your hands out from underneath and place them in front of your legs, you can with your hands together. Resume normal breathing. Bring your feet down close to your seat, in line with your hips. Option to come into bridge pose or Urdhva Dhanurasana. Place your fingertips beside your head, lift your seat up off the ground, and bring your head in closer to your feet. Turn your hands around, fingers facing a little bit to the outside but towards your heels, and lift your head up off the ground. Modification again is bridge pose. Good. Now from bridge or Urdhva Dhanurasana, raise a left leg up, straight up if you can. You can use your hands on your hips as support. Good. If you want to go even further, you can try to come onto just your index finger of your right hand. Push down through the left hand. Eventually, you might be able to release your right hand altogether. If you're very advanced, concentrate. Whoops, I lost it here. And try to get your right hand eventually on your foot, your right foot. And do the same thing on the other side. Rest in between if you need to. If you're ready, lift your left leg up. Or your other leg. I can't remember which one did. I think I lift your right leg up if you had your left leg up first, and then vice versa. You can try to come onto the index finger of the opposite hand of the leg that's raised. And then that's only if you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana, okay? If you're in bridge, just keep both arms on the ground. Release, come down. Just rest on your back for a moment, legs extended. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, imagine you're fainting, relax completely. Again, take a deep breath in. Fill yourself up with energy, with light. Imagine it flooding right in through into the body, through the pores of the skin. Exhale, send it everywhere throughout the body. Feel recharged, feel rejuvenated. Now, let's see. Bring your arms over the head, come to seated position. Compass pose. Bring the right foot up and just circle it around of the swing out to the side and back and from the chest. And if you can, take your foot in the hand or the crook of the arm and slide your leg across the front of the chest. Try to have your heel about the height of the knee, same line. Good. And take your foot now and push the foot underneath your arm behind you. Good. Now keep your knee way back behind you. Take your right arm in front of the leg. Allow the back of the arm to sit just in the knee. And you have an option here of you to have your hand on the bottom of the heel and push it up. If you can't get your legs straight, if your back is hunching, you can use a strap
wrap a strap around a foot and then raise your leg up like this. Or of course, if you know compass pose in its full extent, you can do that. Left hand comes across from the foot, take hold of the outer edge of the foot. Push the leg all the way back behind your body. Lean back. Good. Now from here, option. Bend the right leg again over the arm, close to the shoulder. Turn the hand out, move it out a little bit, and then you want to roll forward. Place your left hand down and push into your hand and lift your seat up off the ground. Visvamitrasana. Then you push out the leg further and raise your right arm up. If you want, you can take your foot, but make sure you take your foot before you extend your leg. Okay, so option to do that. That's it, beautiful. And then release, coming back down, and then change sides. So bring your left leg up. Again, start by waving your foot back side to side, out to side and in front. Swing it out like a door on a hinge. And then bring it into the hand in front of the chest, or take it, cradle it in your arms. With your elbows low underneath the knee. And try to raise the foot up so it's about the height of the knee, and then again push it back and forth in front of the chest. Good. Keep the back straight. And then from here, take the foot and then just push it back behind your body a few times. Try to get your knee as far back as possible, as though you're trying to touch the floor behind you with your knee. And then doing your left arm in front of the leg, so the arm is sitting on the just on the inside of the knee, and see if you can press the heel up from underneath, or take hold of the front of the foot, compass pose. Walk your hand a little bit further away, lean back, and just really try to get your leg behind your body. You can use a strap here if you like. Beautiful, that's it. Nice, Marissa. Beautiful, everybody. Okay, so now if you want to go into Visvamitrasana, I should do it this way here. So you lean forward, you bend your leg over your arm, you bring your foot in towards your body, you press forward into your hands, and then you turn, make sure the right foot is flat, and then you have to keep pushing into the back of the knee with your left arm, and then bring your hand up. Turn your fingers out a little bit first, away from your body, and then come up, and then if you want, take the foot and extend it out. You can even do it with your right knee on the ground. So if you can't go all the way, you can bring your, do it from your right knee, and then it's a little bit more accessible here. Okay, so. And bring it back down, and release. Good. Shake up the legs. Now lean to the right. Bring the right leg in front and swing the left leg back, pigeon. Try to have your left foot in line with the knee if your hip allows it. If not, just move your heel in towards the seat. And just take hold of your foot with your left hand and slide your right hand forward. Rest your body, your chest on your leg in front, and then the other hand comes forward. If your left side of the hip doesn't come down, press into your right hand, tilt a little bit to your left, as though you're trying to pour more weight into your left side.
option here. If you're more flexible, you can move your foot further in front. So your leg is more than 90 degrees, your foot's in front of your head, and you can see if you can rest your forehead on your, and your chin on your foot. Stretch out. Try to make both sides of the torso equally long. Make sure you don't crunch up. There's no little dips in your side body. Nice and straight. And from here, coming back, lean to your right. Bring the left leg out in front, fold the leg, and then bring the right leg back. So just switching sides. Again, try to get your left foot in the same line as the knee, but modify, of course, as you need to. And then hold on to the right foot. Hold on to your right hand onto the left foot, and then pull your body forward onto your leg. Pigeon pose. Expression of surrender, humility. Every pose has its has a consciousness associated to it. Think of the shape of the pose and think of what kind of intention it suggests. With your head down, this is humbleness. With your heart open, your head back, surrender and devotion. Twist, open yourself up, being receptive to all possibilities and all experiences. If you want, you can walk your foot a little bit further in front again, in front of your head, and then see if you get your face down onto your foot. And from here, walk your way back. Now from here, all these hip openers are helping to get into perhaps leg behind the head. So roll down onto your back. If you're not quite there yet, you can just hold your ankle, push your knee down onto your shoulder, and then straighten your leg first. So we'll do this to start. Your right leg is up. You're very flexible. You can try to bring your foot right down to the ground beside you. Allow your knee to slip out, your leg to slip out to the right a little bit, so your knees and your armpit, and bring your foot right down beside your head if you're very flexible. Otherwise, just keep your knee on your shoulder and just pull on the foot, trying to get a stretch in the back of the leg. Take your attention again to all those areas where you want to find release. And then bend your knee, half happy baby pose. You can do it this way. If you know you're flexible, go ahead. You can take your right arm over your leg, and you can even bring your foot behind your head. So if you're ready to do that, go ahead. If you're trying to make your way into it, bring your left knee in, right into the shoulder, come into tuck. And push into the back knee with the back of the right arm. Get your knee up high so it's close to your ear, and then when you come here, lift your back up off the ground. You pull your foot behind you towards the ground and towards the left. You might be able to get your foot behind the head. If you can take both feet behind your head, go ahead. You can cross your feet and then bring your head through between. Yoga Nidra asana. Break the pose, do the other side. Right leg comes down, left leg comes up. Start with your knee and the shoulder, and then pull the left foot towards your head. Or pull it right beside your head if you have the loose enough hamstrings to do that. your foot up, half happy baby pose. You can stay here or try to get your leg behind your head. Your left arm comes in front on top of your leg. Your shoulder just pushing into the back of the knee. Bring your knee up as high as you can. Bring your right leg in, right knee into the right shoulder. Lift your head up off the ground. Push a foot back behind you. And then over to the right. See if you can get behind your head. And then release, bring the leg down. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue, relax, allow all the fatigue to drain out of the body. Now come to seated. Cross your ankles. And from here, come onto your belly. Just start off with Cobra. Place your hands in line with your heart. Roll the shoulders back, keep your legs together, and come up gracefully. Imagine having that boundless range of motion like the serpent. Shoulders back, head back. If you need to stay in Sphinx, all good too. Stay on the forearms. Try to lift as much of your upper body up off the mat, only just from the tops of the legs down on the ground. You want to come onto your fingertips. Bring as close to your hips as possible on either side. Get even more height. Bring your head all the way up and back. So you have a nice, smooth, long curve. No crunching the lower back. Push your head, your chest forward away from the seat. Then if you want, you can separate your knees. Bring your feet up, point your toes. Try to touch the back of your head with your toes. Imagine you're holding socks behind your knees. Even if you can't make it all the way, it's okay. If your feet are already on your head, you can see if you can take your hands to hold on to your knees. So move one hand at a time back, hold on to your shins, close to your knees. That's it, Georgia, good. Now pull a foot towards you, and then the other hand will come up, hold the breath. Oh, good. And now you can either stay in a pose if you can, hold it longer, or come down, take a little half breath in, take one breath in and come up again into Cobra. So we can try again. So Georgia, if you're trying to do that down Cobra one, King Cobra, bring your feet up to the head, move one hand closer into the center, take one shin, and then really press your shin into your hand, hold your breath, and then move your other hand back. Okay. Good. That's the idea. One more time. If you'd rather do another back bend, you can. You can do bridge pose, you can do Urdhva Dhanurasana, you can do bow pose. One more offering. There you go. Hold your breath really tightly. There you go. So you can do this pose too. Rapid pose. Make it an offering no matter what you're doing. And yes.
Feel so if you're doing rabbit pose, you're on your base of toes. Lean forward as much as possible so you're about to fall onto your thighs. Stretch the front of the body. And then to move out of it, press into your heels, your palms, move your shoulders back behind your feet, and then press one hand at a time into your seat. Push your body forward, and come into child's pose.
Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax.
Then come up. Ardha Matsyendrasana. You do with your left leg extended, your right foot to the outside of the shin, or you can fold the left leg in so the heel's beside your seat. If you can get your hips down, both sides of the hips, the seats down, then you can do this one. Right hand behind the back, just against the center of the back, left arm up, and go to the right. Try to pull your knee beyond the left edge of the body. Revolve around the arm. Imagine you can see right through your skin and watch the spiraling of the spine. And as you visualize the spine turning, the whole body turns with it, not just the eyes, the whole torso. Good. Change sides. Switch your legs around. Press your shoulder against the knee and the knee against the shoulder, and push the knee further beyond the right edge of the body, sitting upright, and then turn to your left. Start to twist at the base of the spine and revolve around until the chin comes over your shoulder. Break the pose. Lie down on your back for Shavasana. Make your way down softly. Ease your way down. Find your way into a pose that allows you to relax completely. So come down on your back. Once you're down on the back, close your eyes. This deep method, this Shavasana is a very effective way of removing impurities. Remember that we're trying to remove all the impurities. First comes the physical, the gross impurities, but most importantly, the impurities that reside a little bit deeper. And it comes, the ability to purge yourself of these impurities is to remain in strict adherence to the ethical rules. First and foremost, ahimsa. It's only when you are in full observance of ahimsa and devotion to the highest self that becomes possible to trigger all the effects that lead to the higher realms of yoga. The inward journey, it doesn't even start if there's no compassion there. There's no observance of it. And through the adherence of those observance of those ethical rules disallows for the impurity, the purifying of the psychic receptors within, the opening of those receptors that make yourself open to realizing even more for yourself. And the more you realize for yourself, the more you have to share with others. Just always to give everything you do, everything you say, everything you think as a divine act of love towards all beings. A divine service. Inhale. Imagine that you're bringing all the tension anywhere that you feel restriction, blockages, tightness to the center of the body. Exhale, just let it flow right out. Imagine it just funneling right out of the body. Drop it right out of the body. Inhale, scan for any negative emotions that are lurking within. Is there any fear, anger, doubt, disgust, disappointment, any of this? Gather it all up, bring it to the center, and as you exhale, just drop it right out. Relieve yourself of that burden. Now inhale, scan the mind for any negative thoughts, any negative experiences that are disturbing you, that are challenging you, but otherwise just far away from just realizing your full potential. Gather it all up, exhale, just let it go. Feel yourself completely light now, free of all that heaviness, the emotional, the physical, and the mental heaviness, all those burdens. And now fill yourself up. You're like an empty vessel now, ready to receive. Inhale, draw in the best of the best universe. Everything that you need to feel fulfilled, grounded, and connected to all beings, and able to exercise your fullest potential. Send it all to the spiritual heart. Exhale, share it with all beings, and infuse yourself with it as well. Inhale again, draw in the best of the best that this practice had to offer, all the benefits that come as a result of offering up your practice. Direct it all to the center of the chest and the right spiritual heart. Exhale again, send it out to all beings. And one last time, inhale everything you need. Imagine what everyone else needs too. Everyone wants the same thing, ultimately relief from pain and suffering, happiness. Bring it to the spiritual heart. Exhale, send it out to all beings everywhere. Now repeat yourself the following sentence 3 times to ingrain it in your mind and heart. I see divinity in all beings. And all your interactions continue to keep that in mind, whether it's an animal, whether it's a human, even whether it's a tree, part of nature. Love it all, for they're all divine manifestations of God's grace and beauty, ever prevailing force. Now prepare to come back into your body. Return to seated position in a way that is gentle, that is mindful. Move with mindfulness, with reverence, with silence. Moving back, coming back into your body and sitting up, tall and supreme. Close with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Instill the peace within, send it out to all beings everywhere. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. All is within. Namaste. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming.